Hey everyone, it's Osiris here from Mechs on Deck. Today we have something a little bit different for you. We're actually going to be putting together my Antique Copper TX60. I know I've been talking about this board like crazy for the past couple episodes, so I'm really excited to finally have a chance to put it together, see how it feels, and honestly just show it off a little bit. Inside the board, I'm going to be using Zelio 65-gram switches. These are V1 variants of the switch, as I've had them for quite some time, but I haven't had a chance to use them. I may or may not be switching these out for Mass Drop Holy Pandas, as they're set to come in later this month, but we'll see. On top of the board, I'm going to be using JTK Purple on White. If you can't tell, purple is one of my favorite colors, and I think that when you combine the purple with the antique copper color of the case, it's just going to look great. I can't wait to get this built anymore, so let's go ahead and get started. So before we get started building, I just want to give y'all a little sneak preview to what the unboxing experience is like for this board. I have already taken out the PCB and I've obviously looked at this a little bit, but I want to give y'all kind of a first glance of what it looks like before we kind of dive into it. So first thing, you've got this fantastic semi-hard shell case that comes with it. They did sell some of these and I'm not sure if they still have some available, but if you email Ken, you might be able to get one. They have them in all different sizes. These keep your board super protected. They have different pull-out sections on them, so you can fit different types of boards inside of them. But first things first, inside, if you got a PCB, it'll be sitting in there. You'll see that first, but you have this fancy cloth that is labeled TX keyboard. It's looks nice. It's huge. Helps you keep the board clean. Helps you keep that brass weight on the bottom nice and fancy looking. So inside we've got the TX60 itself. So this is the antique copper variant of the board with a brass plate and this big fat brass weight on the back. I know mine's probably got a little bit of fingerprints on it, but I'll get those out with this giant cloth here. So inside the case, we're going to put this down. Inside the case, you get a cable as well as some additional screws and your little bump-ons for the case. So you can see that there. It's pretty nice. It's braided cable. As well as you get a fancy little level 3 PUBG helmet artisan. It's pretty neat. So it's a really cool unboxing experience. There's a lot of cool little things, nice little touches that they put into these boards. Fantastic quality control. But I'm about done showing this off. I wanna get this PCB in here, get these switches, and see how it feels. Well, after all that, she's done, and good gosh, is she sexy. I think this combo looks absolutely incredible. The antique copper with the purple on white. I knew that copper and purple would look good together. Obviously, white looks pretty much amazing with anything. I think this looks great. I'm excited about what I can do with this and kind of where I can go from here with this keyboard. But before I ooh and ah a little bit more, let's kind of dive in and let's see how she sounds. Wow, this board looks and sounds absolutely amazing. I can't wait to use it. But first, I did kind of want to go over a few things that I did to the board that really change up the way that it feels and sounds. The first thing that I did is I actually lubed the 65-gram Zelio switches. I used this Finish Line dry bike lubricant. This was something that I've seen other people use in the community. It's fairly inexpensive and it's readily available, so I wanted to give it a try. I applied 2 coats, letting it dry in between both before I put the switches back together, and I think it made them feel much smoother and really made the sound of the switch more pleasing to me. The next thing that I did is something that I would highly recommend to anyone who has a mechanical keyboard at all, and that is to clip and lube your stabilizers. I use Super Lube. You could replace this with dielectric grease, gets you about the same place, gets you the same results. I would highly, highly, highly recommend you try this. It'll change your keyboard life. It changed mine. Definitely look up a video on how to do this and give it a try. The last thing that I did was I actually put O-rings on these keycaps. This is something that I do strictly to my gaming boards. I realized a couple years ago that I was getting quite a bit of hand fatigue from long time periods of gaming. I tend to press down the keys pretty hard, and I even hold some down very, very hard for a long period of time. So I wanted to try out the O-rings, and it turns out that those made my hands feel a little bit better, made my wrists not hurt as much. So I've used them ever since, and I really like the way that it changes the sound in terms of when I'm streaming. I don't have to adjust my microphone settings quite as much. Now on my normal typing and work boards, I don't have the O-rings because I do like the bottoming out sound and I like it to be a little bit louder, to be honest. But when I'm gaming, I love the O-rings. All in all, I think this build came out fantastic. I think it's a beautiful board and I can't wait to really use it and become super, super familiar with it. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. We definitely appreciate everyone stopping by. If you want to talk to us or you have a question, stop by our Discord, the link's below. We'll talk to you about anything, whether it's food, drinks, Game of Thrones, whatever you want to talk about, just stop by. Links in the description. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos, and we'll see you soon.